All right, this is video 4.1.1, parent graphs and vocabulary. All right, I've made photocopies of this table and this graph for this notes. So get the copy of this page from me. You can cut it out and tape it into your notebooks so that it doesn't get lost. But the photocopy is going to make this a little bit easier. So we're going to start graphing quadratic equations, quadratic functions. And so this exercise right here is just to give you an understanding of why a quadratic function has the shape that it does, or its graph has the shape that it does. What is a quadratic function? Well, a quadratic function is going to have x raised to the power of 2. All right. Now this is what's called the parent function. It's the most basic of the quadratics. And then after we study the parent function in this video, in the subsequent videos, we're going to study children of this parent. Okay. They all have the same shape, and that's the point of the parent function. It's the shape that all of its children have. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these numbers in this table, we're going to plug it into this function. So I'm going to start with the first number in the table, which is a -4. If I plug into the graph, or into the function -4, all right. Remember what we learned in the previous section. When you plug a negative in, when you substitute a negative, it always has to be inside parentheses. And then when I have a negative raised to an even exponent, the answer is positive. So this notation says that if I input a -4 into the function, the output is 16. All right? And I'm going to put that in the table here. So -4 squared is 16. You don't have to write this out every time you do this calculation. I just wanted to show you, make sure that you understand where these numbers are coming from. So now -3 squared is 9. -2 to the power of 2 is 4. -1 to the power of 2 is 1. 0 to the power of 2 is 0. 1 to the power of 2 is 1. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 4 to the power of 2 is 16. And then we're going to graph all of those points. All right, so -4, 16. -3, 9. 9 is between 8 and 10. -2, 4. -1, 1. 0, 0. 1, 1. 2, 4. 3, 9. 4, 16. All right, so there are all of those points plotted, and then I am going to connect all of the points in between by just creating a smooth curve. I'm putting some arrows at the end to indicate that this pattern will continue forever over all of the real numbers. All right, so this is what the parent graph, the equation of the parent graph, is f of x equals x squared. This is what the parent graph looks like. All right, now vocabulary. All right, so write down these definitions. Parabola is a graph of a quadratic function. All right, so this shape here is a parabola, right? Parabola is a graph of a quadratic function. The vertex is the lowest or the highest point of the parabola. Let me show you what that is. Right here, this point right here is the vertex. So in this case, this is the lowest point on this parabola. You'll see in the subsequent videos some examples where the vertex is the highest point on the parabola. The axis of symmetry is all right, so quadratic functions are symmetric across a vertical line called the axis of symmetry. So in the parent function, that vertical line is right here. It's the y-axis. All right, so what that means is for every point on the right of that vertical line through the center, for every point on the right, there is a reflection of that point across the axis of symmetry. If this is 1 away from the axis of symmetry, its reflection is also 1 away from the axis of symmetry. Up here, this point is 1, 2, 3 away from the axis of symmetry. Its reflection is 1, 2, 3 away from the axis of symmetry. All right, make sure that you pause the video and have written all of that down. And again, here's some more vocabulary. I'm not going to read this to you. This is going to make more sense when we start actually doing the work in subsequent videos. For right now, just write all of this down so it's in your notes and we can refer to it again later. Okay, pause the video, make sure you have all of it.